Hey guys, I'm Kent. I'm making this video for you two dudes out there that are interested in getting a blowback pistol for your PS2. Also works for the PlayStation 1. Today I am reviewing the high and clear PlayStation 2 Competition Pro light guns with recoil. They only work with a CRT TV, a tube TV like you see in the background. I had a hard time finding a PS2 light gun, a PS1, PS2 light gun with recoil kickback. I really wanted to get a light gun with kickback. I have some light guns with vibration and some wireless light guns with no vibration, but I wanted to get a light gun that has... I looked on eBay, couldn't find anything but the Top Gun EMS, which basically only works with GunCon 2 games, so it wouldn't work with any Konami normal gun games or any PS1 games or any PS2 games that use a GunCon 1. But it also works with your Xbox and your PC, but it's also $100. These were $46 after shipping for both of them to be shipped. So I couldn't find them on regular Amazon.com. I was able to find them on Amazon.uk. I ordered them from there. They would have been cheaper, but I had to pay shipping too because it was from the United Kingdom. I'm disappointed in them though. They're sold by Satsumo on Amazon.uk. He has the wrong picture of them up there. He has a picture of an older model, the Desert Eagle, which is this is kind of a small gun. He has the picture of the previous high and clear light gun, which had an actual laser that you could turn off and on, a laser sight. It also was a Desert Eagle, so it was a lot bigger and cooler looking in my opinion. It did have kickback as well, and that's what I thought I was ordering because that's what the pictures were. So yeah, his description of them is false, so beware. So it's basically compatible with every PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 game. My biggest complaint about this gun is this. I'm pulling the trigger one time. Here goes, one time. It almost clicks twice. Bang, bang. It kind of like bounces around. Like I just pulled the trigger twice and it clicked 3 times. So it gets really kind of confusing. Like how many times did I pull the trigger? When do I reload? Time Crisis in the arcade had blowback as well, right? But when you pulled the trigger and you were out of bullets, it wouldn't blow back. So you knew you were out of bullets better because it wasn't kicking back when you pulled the trigger. The PlayStation 2, they didn't really design a two-way freeway with their light guns that vibrate. All my vibrating light guns, and including this gun, when you're out of bullets and you pull the trigger, it's still going to kick back. So, and that's kind of discombobulating when you're playing. I pulled the trigger 3 times, but it hit 4 times. You can turn the recoil off. It does have a plug here for a foot pedal. I don't have any foot pedals, but you could get a foot pedal for it. It does have an auto fire function. So here's the auto fire on. And has an auto reload as well. The auto fire switch is right here by your thumb, and you can just switch it off and on pretty easily with your thumb when you're playing the game, and you can flip it back, bam, bam, flip back and forth, which is pretty cool. You got the A button there. There's a C button there. Really handy C button, D-pad, fake laser sight. There's the modes, GunCon 1, 2, and normal mode. This is the start button here. On this side we got the B button and the select button right there. So after I got it and I saw the way that recoil worked, and it kind of bounces all over the place, I wanted to see what the other recoil guns on the market were like. So I looked up on YouTube and I watched these videos really closely of the one that I thought I was going to get, the Desert Eagle by High and Clear. And it had the same recoil bounce problem. I watched the guy hit the triggers like one time and it clicked a couple times, you know. And then there was the other one like the logic, the PS2 logic. I watched videos of that one really closely as well. I almost got that one instead of this one. And that one appears to have the same sort of hyperactive, over fast recoil when you pull the trigger once, and it bounces around a couple times as well. Then there's the Top Gun EMS III, which is just wireless, has recoil, and it looks like that one probably is the best with as far as the recoil goes. It doesn't really look like the recoil is hitting, it doesn't look like it has a hyperactive recoil. Let's call it a hyperactive recoil. But then again, that gun's like $100 and it doesn't work with GunCon 1 games. I have heard people complaining about the fat, uncomfortable handle size of the EMS Top Gun III. The EMS Top Gun 1 and 2 have a regular handle, but they are also wired light guns. 1, 2, and 3 all work with any TV by using infrared LED sensors that you attach to the TV. However, they are not accurate if you move away from the spot that you calibrated it from, and they require you to stand further away from the TV than, say, a regular tube TV light gun. And the bigger your TV is, the further away you have to stand. Kind of like a GunCon 3 or a Wiimote gun. And the EMS Top Guns, they don't have a PlayStation port. They only have a USB port and an Xbox port. So you can't plug them in to the PlayStation port, so they don't work with PlayStation 1 games, GunCon 1 games, or normal light gun games like Konami games like Lethal Enforcers. It wouldn't work with my favorite light gun game for the PS2, which is the Kite Satsuken, which I did a video on previously. So there it is, the Competition Pro. When you're playing and you're shooting it a whole bunch, it goes clicking like crazy, and you don't really know how many of those bullets actually happened on the screen. I would not recommend this gun. I prefer this one. It's a little bit longer, it feels better, it feels cooler, it's wireless. I really like the wireless aspect of it because I'm not always dealing with wires. This doesn't vibrate or have recoil or anything like that, but at least I know, how many bullets I'm shooting, and it doesn't confuse me like the recoil. The recoil is kind of cool, but it's not as good as it is in the arcade. So these are all of my PlayStation 1/PlayStation 2 light guns. This is the Competition Pro, so you can see how it compares to probably my favorite light gun, this orange one here, the wireless Dream Gear. It's quite a bit smaller than the wireless Dream Gear, but at least it's not as small as this thing that I got off of eBay. A tiny little spy gun or something. The Dream Gear doesn't have a port for a foot pedal though, but that would kind of defeat the purpose of it being wireless though, right? If I was going to use a foot pedal, this gun would probably be my next favorite one. This one vibrates and has a little bit longer, like a couple inches longer cord on it than the Competition Pro. Does have a foot pedal port. I don't even know what this one is. This like completely generic, no brand name or anything like that. I got it off of eBay and a long time ago, and unfortunately I got rid of the box, so I don't even know what this is. The trigger broke on me lots of times though, and I had to keep taking it apart and try to reinforce it with little pieces of plastic, silverware little pieces of fork with super glue and reinforcing the trigger. It works now, but I've taken it apart probably 5-6 times. If you get too carried away, you'll probably break the trigger on it. But I really like the way it feels, the way it looks. These are my two least favorite guns. This gun is pretty cool for sturdiness, and the fact that it's got an A button here instead of a C button. So this is good for like Time Crisis 1 on the PlayStation 1 for hitting the duck button. The C button here and the C button here, that doesn't work for Time Crisis 1 PlayStation 1 games because there was no C button on PlayStation 1 light guns. So let me show you the ports that come with this gun, or the cords that come with this gun. This cord comes off of here, goes in the back of your TV, and then your video signal goes in the back of there. So if you want to play a normal gun mode, a normal gun game like a Konami game like Police 911 or Area 51, you want to set it to normal mode, and then you want to make sure you plug in this one into your PlayStation. The USB cord doesn't have to be plugged in if you're going to be playing a normal gun game. If you're going to be playing a GunCon 1 gun game, then you got to make sure that this is plugged in to your TV and that this is plugged in to your PlayStation. Again, you still don't need the USB to be plugged in. But if you're going to be playing a GunCon 2 gun game, the GunCon 2 only had a USB port on it, so you still got to make sure that this is plugged in, and then you plug in the USB cord, and this doesn't have to be plugged in, but if you want the recoil to work, then you got to plug this in, because it gets its power from the PlayStation port. That's where all these guns get their power for the vibration and the recoils, from the PlayStation port. I don't have a PlayStation, but I've got a fat PlayStation 2 that plays PlayStation 1 games. But this gun also came with this little adapter. And I noticed on the back of the PlayStation port, back of the PlayStation plug here, out of all my light guns, this is the only one that has a power plug basically on the back, and it comes with the cord. This cord plugs into there, and then it's got a little adapter here. Not really sure what that's for. It could be that the PlayStation 1 isn't strong enough to power the recoil on this thing. Maybe it goes in the back of the PlayStation. Thanks for watching, and continue playing those retro PS2 light gun games. Alright, take it easy, bye.